So today I want to talk about how first impression in football is key. Now this relates to, stepping onto the pitch on a match day, going for trials, or even just going to play football with new people you've never met outside of your team. So for example, when I go down to my local AstroTurf and I'm, meeting new people, training or playing with new people, you can kind of tell a lot about somebody in literally about 10 seconds. Like you can tell what type of player they are and what their level is. Like you can kind of see just little things, like you see the way how secure their kick-ups are, or the first time they step onto the pitch, what are they doing? Are they, getting their touches in? Are they just, passing it against the wall, passing it with their teammate? Or do they just get the ball and just start doing step overs, just start doing all these different skills? You can just kind of look at someone and just kind of tell, like, okay, he's this type of player, he's this type of player. Obviously looks are deceiving, but most of the time, if you've been around the game for a long time, you just have that sixth sense. You can just kind of tell, like, oh, is this person confident, is this person little bit shy, what type of player is this guy? Oh, is he a winger, is he a defender? You can just tell a lot about, just a person's build, a person's attire, even like what they're wearing, even like the boots they're wearing, or the what's called, like the training gear they're wearing. You can tell a lot about a person literally just in the first 1 or 2 minutes. So today I'm talking about how first impression is key and how it's important to make a good first impression, especially if you want to, get to that higher level. People are at that higher level, high level semi-pro teams and academies. People are pretty much judging you all the time. Like you can obviously, I think I've said before about how I was watching the Crystal Palace documentary and how these guys were literally analyzing literally every single thing about these, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds. Like they do like little they'll do like little sprint tests, and literally if a person's speed went down by like zero point 0.2 seconds, they'll be scrutinizing it, writing it down, saying, okay, why did this happen? This guy's speed went down by zero point 0.2. We need to get him on this training regimen. Like when you get to the high level, everything is so scrutinized. Everything is their attention to detail, sorry, is crazy. So obviously that's what I'm making this video about, how first impression is key and how it's important to make a good first impression. So for example, with me, for example, I remember when I was around, 13, 14, 15, and I was fat and I was clearly an overweight footballer. I remember I'd go to, like, different trials, or I'd go down to the AstroTurf, down to the AstroTurf, and let's say we were just doing a game. I remember I'd never get picked like first. I'll never be like the first pick. I'll always be one of the last picks, because obviously just purely off looks, people are looking at me like, nah, this guy's overweight. He can't really move. He's gonna be a liability to the team. But then obviously when we got into the game and they could see I could actually play, it was like, oh, okay, that's when they were shocked. So I remember if people knew me and they knew, what type of player I am, then obviously, and we were doing matches, they'll pick me first. But if it was completely new people who had never seen me play football before, I'd always be like one of the last picks going to the AstroTurf. And also as well, even the team you're on, they kind of, when you're just about to start the match and they sort of ask you, oh, what position do you play, blah, blah, blah. You can kind of see it in their eyes. You can see the difference in their eyes, where it's like, I could tell, like, oh, these guys don't really fully trust me. Like, them ones where you're talking to someone and it's like, it's either you talking to them or they're talking to you, and you can just tell you don't really trust each other. Just on first appearance, you don't really trust each other on the pitch. Then I'd see, because they'll talk to me differently how they talk to like another person on our team at the Astro stuff, and I'll be like, all right, cool. These guys don't trust me. I need to. So it kind of put more pressure on me to, like, all right, cool. When I get the ball, just be secure in possession. Do this, do it, do the basic things first, so my teammates can actually have trust in me and actually give me the ball. And then obviously from there, obviously you have a good few first touches, and then obviously they trust you from there. But obviously I noticed the difference that when I lost weight and I went to the AstroTurf, it was a completely new story. It's almost like people just trusted me all of a sudden. They just said, ah, yeah, this guy, bring him on our team. I'll go from, I went from literally one of the last picks to one of the first picks, literally just based off appearance, bro, just based off your player build, just based off everything. So that's why I encourage you. That's why I always encourage young players. If you're chubby, if you're fat, bro, just um try to lose weight as fast as possible, as easy as possible. I've literally made a vid on how to lose weight as a young footballer, how to lose weight easily, and how to make it not feel like a hard task, like a struggle. Literally just simple things, like literally just walking to school instead of getting the bus. Like literally just simple things to get your steps and get to burn calories. Because in my opinion, trust me, it makes a world of difference just off of first impressions. I feel like if you're fat as well, even if you're technically secure, even if you're, even if you're a great dribbler, you've got a great shot on you, great first touch. Let's say you're at a tournament or something, you're at a game, and there might be an academy coach watching you. Off of first impression, he's gonna look at you and he's gonna be skeptical off the jump. He's gonna be like, and even if he watches you play and he's like, alright, cool, technically he's sound, he knows the fundamentals of the game, he knows the basics, he has a good football IQ, but the academy coach is probably going to be thinking, but can he really, keep up with the pace at the higher level? They're always going to have that doubt of like, he can't really keep up with the pace at the higher level. We're much safer on taking a guy who may not be as technically secure, but he's more of an athlete, because with the technicals, I feel like they can really polish the technicals. I feel like young players who are like physically superior, you can develop that obviously, but that's just sort of like God given. That's just sort of like something they've been blessed with. So I feel like academy coaches sort of have this mentality of like they want to they'll take like obviously they need guys who have high football IQ, guys who are technically secure. But I always realize they always take chances on the physically dominant players, even though they might not be the most technically secure, but they take a chance on them because they always have this thing of like, all right, cool. If when we get our hands on this young player, he's already got the physical attributes, but as soon as we just polish his game technically, as soon as he starts training with better players, as soon as he starts knowing different ways to receive the ball, different ways how to pass the ball, basically just polish his game, polish his passing, polish his first touch, then he's gonna become a great player. I feel like this happened to one of my brother's friends, where he was physically dominant. He was fast, he was strong, but he wasn't the best technically. He actually wasn't the best technically, but obviously he got that chance. The academy saw something. The academy saw something in him, and obviously went there. He was a part of the academy for about 3 months. Obviously signed the contract, and then he actually came back and played for my brother's team. And his technical ability was so heavily improved. I was thinking, okay, so this is the effect that playing with an academy has, playing with better players. He came back and his first touch was better. His first touch was better. His turning was better. He was striking the ball more cleanly. Even you can just see, just his whole like football intelligence was just on another level. He was scanning his shoulders, and it's just the little things you could tell. He was playing off. He knew when to play off one touch, when to play off two touch. It's just the little things. But like I said, if you're a young player trying to make it and you're overweight, or you just don't look like a footballer. You know what I'm saying? There's certain guys where you just look at them and you're like, this guy's not a footballer. Like this, he's too short. Obviously, your height you can't really control it. It is what it is. But people look at you and be like, you're too short. You're this. You're too fat. You look like you should be playing rugby instead of football. Like that type of vibe. Like the one of the easiest things you can do is actually just look like a footballer. Just look like you have an actual build, because like I said, first impression is just literally off of 10 seconds, literally 10 seconds, and people are already making judgments of you, literally by the way you walk, by the way you carry yourself as well. Literally, are you walking into the place, head down, not really talking to anyone, not making eye contact with people, or chest up, looking in people's eyes, saying hello to people. That's another thing as well with going to trials. I feel like trials is another one where it's like first impression is key. Like once you walk in there, 10 seconds, everyone's sort of judging you, trying to feel, okay, what type of player is this guy? What does he have confidence in himself? What's his temperament like? So obviously when you go to trials, I think you need to go to trials and just show confidence, in my opinion. Literally just go in there, chest up, eye contact, obviously um, shake the coach's hand, shake the coach's hand, obviously strike up a conversation there. Then obviously when you get to the training, when you actually get outside onto the training pitch, literally don't be a trialist who stands off to the side sort of by yourself. Maybe you're just doing kick-ups by yourself. Obviously join in with other people. Maybe you see two guys playing two touch, join in with them. Maybe you see a couple guys doing a rondo or something, join in with them and just get comfortable. I feel like the key with trials is to literally just make yourself feel like you're embedded into the team as much as possible. Make it look like as if, so if a random person was walking past, they wouldn't be able to tell you're a trialist. Make it like that. You don't want it to be like, a random person walks by and then they can literally immediately tell, okay, this guy's not part of the team. Like this guy's a trialist. Make it seem like, so if there was a random person walking past, he'd just think, all right, cool, you're just another guy in the team. Maybe you forgot your training kit that day or something. You know, you might be wearing a different kit to everyone else, but maybe you just forgot your training kit that day. Literally get involved, because I've realized that anytime anytime people are successful with trials, even if it's not like proper, even if it's like just let's say a new player comes to play for my team. Anytime the successful ones are always the ones who get involved, start talking to people, just get involved in like the rondos, get involved in like the passing drills. They're always talking to different people, just asking little questions. And it's always the guys who don't make it who they're more off to the side. They don't really make that effort to communicate with their teammates, get to know their teammates. And you never feel like, and let's say they're there for maybe like 6 training sessions, and eventually they don't make it in those 6 training sessions. You never feel like they were trying to be a part of the team type of thing. You always felt like, oh, this guy's sort of off to the side. You always just feel like it's your team, it's my team, and then it's just that guy off to the side. But that's just in my experience. The guys who were successful were the ones who just embedded themselves into the team. Maybe they weren't even like the best players. Maybe they were more talented players there, but literally just off of those first impressions of that player, just walking in, just being confident, just talking to people, talking to the coach. Automatically me and my teammates were just sort of just gravitate towards them. Just sort of like this guy. It feels like this guy's a part of the team already. Like literally in 2 training sessions, it just feels like, all right, cool. He's part of the team. Obviously, he has to be a decent player as well. It's not like they were shit, but maybe there was a player who was better than him, but they weren't sort of making that effort to embed themselves into the team. Off of first impression, they just came in and they looked a bit shy, looked a bit timid. And obviously, if a person sort of comes in shy, timid, not really talking to people, the first impression I have is, all right, cool. This guy just doesn't back himself. This guy doesn't believe in himself. And sometimes that actually did translate to the training pitch. Sometimes there'd be a guy, he'd come in, not really trying to talk to anyone, head down, he'd be a little bit timid. And then and then he would show on the training pitch, he was a bit timid in his first touch. He was a bit timid to, tackle people. Didn't really call for the ball. Didn't struggle to get involved in the actual training session. Everyone's going at each other. Everyone's, putting in challenges, playing out fast pace. But that player was just sort of being timid, just sort of like, just struggled to have an influence in the training session, struggled to make his presence felt, make his presence known, basically. So yeah, like I said, in football, first impression is key. And in my opinion, the first impression you want to give off is that you're confident, and you believe in yourself, you believe in your competence as a player. Because if people assume that you believe in yourself, then obviously they're gonna trust you more. They're gonna give you the ball. They're gonna just basically just have that trust in you as a teammate. And like I said, for trials on a match day, just playing with new people. So that's all I got to say for this video. Hope you enjoyed. I've been JT, and I'm out.